This is the What's Next podcast, Houston's #1 platform where I invite creatives to share their journeys and give us a depiction of their visions. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next? Houston, Texas, welcome back to episode number 54 of the What's Next podcast, a production of Still Visionary, Inc. We made it to March. Today is March the 1st, 2020. And I want to say, before we get started with the episode, I want to say shout out to my mother-in-law who celebrated her 16th/64th birthday yesterday, February the 29th, 2020. Tonnie. He ain't hear me, y'all. Tonnie.
Dike.
What's going on? You're going to have to speak into the microphone. Cool guy. Before we get started with the episode, let's introduce our social media handles so we don't disrupt the flow of the conversation when we get to that point.
If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at Tones Voyage, TONESVOYAGE, Tones Voyage. If you don't know what that is, a voyage is a journey.
Okay.
Let's keep it going. Also, you can go follow Arctic Worldwide. We next.
Okay.
Arctic Worldwide.
Okay.
The clothing brand.
Okay. So.
Not the music brand.
Okay. So I don't know. You said Tones Voyage, TONE
VOYAGE.
Okay.
There's only one. Can't miss me.
Tones. I spelled Tones Voyage. Okay.
Arctic Worldwide.
Is this Free Uncle? Is that you?
Yes, that is me.
Got you.
That is I.
All right. And then the other one is
Arctic Worldwide. ARTIC Worldwide.
I got you.
No periods, no space, no nothing.
Okay.
One word. Arctic Worldwide.
Okay.
Cool.
And my name is John Ross Dike I, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at John Ross Dike _visionary. If you would, connect with me on LinkedIn, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my fan page on Facebook, and visit my website at stillvisionary.com. For everybody listening to this podcast, that's stillvisionary.com. In front of you, I have all my paraphernalia. And yes, Houston, Texas, the button, the ad card button, and the pay button finally work on my website. So there's no more excuses. You can shop stillvisionary.com/apparels. How you doing?
Blessed.
Yeah?
Blessed.
You know, if you don't sit back so far, you can sit up and speak right into the microphone.
Good, man. Hey, we vibing. We vibing.
So, Tonnie, man, how are you?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm good. Finally, it's about time we finally got together and talked on the podcast.
It's been a long time coming.
I know. And, you know, originally I wanted you to be on here. Originally, I wanted you to be on here last year in the beginning stages of your process because I thought that was a pivotal point to come on and talk about what you were doing. But, you know, you can't rush it.
Some things don't work like that. Sometimes you gotta just,
You're killing me with this cool guy role. So, before we get started with the episode, okay, I don't know how far people will get into the episode, okay?
I don't want to make it that far.
They won't, yeah, agree. And you're studying that in school now. So what should people take from the conversation we're about to have in regards to you?
Focus on your money, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get nowhere in life focusing on anything else but what's important.
Okay.
Family. And what keeps your family together? Money.
Okay. Money keeps the family together?
Yeah, because you can see when stuff ain't right in the household, when that money ain't looking right in the household, it starts to crumbling.
Okay.
Without money, how are you supposed to buy the tools to make a solid foundation for your home?
No doubt. Okay.
Hey,
I like that insight.
That's where we at right now.
Okay. So when we last talked, you were in the beginning stages of, I guess I want to call it your career. Do you consider this your career that we're going into, or do you consider it a hobby?
Has to be my career because I'm like a hobby. Football was a hobby. I used to play football. I used to hurt people playing football. That was a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
RT, I can't quit this. It's a forever thing. So I would guess it's a career.
Yeah. Yeah. This being March, I think it's International Women's Month. Okay,
We love them.
and that's a fact. I think I want to dedicate this episode. The first woman that I want to highlight is my mother. Okay.
Shout out Shanique.
Okay. Shout out Virginia. Shout out Ethelyn and shout out Jackie. Those are my mothers. And yeah, I want to shout those out for National Women's Month. Not because they've accomplished any particular thing, but just the voyage and the journey and the job of being a mother. That's a huge thing. So I want to shout them out way before Mother's Day. Okay, so creativity comes from experiences. Okay. Um, I'm curious to know what experience in your life drew you to create an Arctic.
Women. I say, hey, Dave took me a lot of places.
Okay.
Just meeting women.
Okay.
And then I realized, met one woman, I realized I don't want to play football no more. I realized I know how to dress. I can get further in life with doing stuff that I like than something that I don't really just care too much about.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, now here I am.
Okay. So
That's
so Arctic, let's dive into it.
Let's dive into
What's
it.
the whole movement about?
Arctic. When I was thinking about it, because I came up with Arctic just on my granny porch. I'm just chilling by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, what's a good name for a clothing brand? Something not too crazy, simple. Really, I just wanted just to be Arctic, but it can't just be just Arctic because it's already something like just Arctic. And I was just like, dang. Actually, no, it was on Instagram. It was Arctic. The name was just taken up. So I was like, dang. And I couldn't have thinking of a better name. So I was just like, okay, Arctic Worldwide. Boom, right there. And then I was like, there's a lot of stuff that's worldwide out here. And it's just like, but I'm like, hey, we rocking it strong. We stand on it. So it's just like, yeah, Arctic Worldwide.
Okay. Okay. And then so that's the name. What about the concept? It's
Art.
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 Okay.
Way a person takes himself out there. I mean, that's the main focus when you think of the name Arctic. The main, I say art is the main thing. How it's spelled too. Art.
Okay. Okay. So uh creativity comes from experiences like we established. You said women drew you into it. Was it an idea from a woman or just the concept of being popular to women or the allure of women or what?
It was more just like what is something that a woman would want? Cause it's like girls, not really even girls. Guys like to see beautiful women in men's clothes. Sometimes that's the
Okay.
thing. Like it's just more appealing to them. A guy would rather see a girl that looks guy in a guy's shirt than a guy in a guy's shirt. That's
Okay.
usually like that's what. And so hey, and then I just thought I'm like that's something cool too. Like I don't know. It's like most. That's what's crazy because most stuff in life is motivated by something. Things that motivated me was just always just like something related to a female's perspective, and I was just like, hey, clothes is something that a person that wants to look good. You don't want to look good to impress yourself. Most of the
Hmm.
time, you most of the time brush your hair, put the clothes on you like to impress the other sex. So
Hmm.
it's just like, hey, that's what really just got me into it. And then I realized this is something I could really make money in with. And then I just realized like I don't care about. I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something crazy, but I'm like, I shouldn't just put my main focus on like I can't. I shouldn't just. That's not something good to be like. Yeah, women was something, but it was the truth though. That's just I'm like, hey,
Okay. So Houston, Texas, a little backstory between me and Tony is this. When I first got on in 2014 at Waltrip High School, Tony was the one of the first students that I tutored back when Waltrip had those shacks in 2014.
shout out to the trip.
Okay, no doubt, no doubt. You left Waltrip your junior year, came back, and still graduated for it. So I won't hold you against that. But Tony, I actually have known for quite some time throughout his high school career, right? And so you graduate, you go to TSU, all right? What are you studying at TSU?
Radio, television, and film.
Okay. So when I think about that aspect of you actually going to college, your journey is a little different from Arbuckle's. Arbuckle said that college is something that he could eventually fall back on, and that the generation now or my generation really thinks that college is a necessity to be successful. Um, you obviously believe the opposite, that college. Well, you obviously believe what my generation believes. Why? Well, how do you feel that college ties into your brand?
Um, I just I just suck in a lot of stuff, and I just realized just if I'm not in school, what am I doing?
Mm,
I'm at home
okay.
working a regular 9 to 5. I can't really just see myself working a regular 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. That's just not even my in me. That's just not in my spirit or nothing like that. And I can't just say I just like school. I'm not a person who just really I ain't never just like school. Who likes school? But it's just I'm more of a realistic person. I just understand me with how my life has been. It's just like for the things that I want to get and the places that I know I'm gonna reach in life. I gotta do a little extra, and sometimes that comes with I might have to go to school. I might have to do some type of stuff, but it's just my life. I have to work a little bit harder. So school is something that
Okay.
I need to do. It's not something that I can say I want to do, but something I just need to do. And I learn a lot. You learn a lot from school that you wouldn't have known if you didn't go to school. So it's just like I know a lot more than other people.
When you so I was talking to Kobe Johnston once.
Shout out Kobe.
Shout out Kobe. And I asked Kobe, do you believe that college is for everybody? He said yes, because you don't know what it's like until you experience it. Do you echo that same sentiment, or what do you believe? Do you believe college is for everybody?
Um, just cause at my school at Texas Southern, you gonna see a lot of Texas Southern, like just your typical college, and then it's right across the street from like a very big university. So it's just like it's a good little vibe, Texas Southern, but college is not for everybody though. Just
Mm-hmm.
some people don't need colleges, so it's just not for them.
Okay.
School is just not for them. It's not for some people. It's just not.
Okay. Okay. So, um, obviously, I'm still teaching at Wall Trip, right? There was a student that I had that was in my class last semester. He walked in with that hoodie,
What hoodie?
with the Arctic hoodie, the
Boy,
exact
nice.
same one.
Shout out him. Who is it?
Tristan.
Oh, that boy Binky. That's my brother. Shout out him.
Yeah, he had that hoodie on, and I automatically thought about you. I was like, dang, okay. You have you been seeing a lot of support to your brand, or how has that been?
Just the people who know me, just the people who I grew up with, who just know that it's certain people, because it's just not like a once I came with the idea of Arctic, it's
Mm-hmm.
just been that from the beginning. It's just haven't stopped. So it's like certain people who know me, know Tonnie, like, oh yeah, that boy Tonnie. Yeah, they know this Arctic is for real. So it's just like certain people who just know me, they sticking with it, they rocking with it because they know they see something in it. It's just like certain things you could just see something in it. And it's just like people see something in it. So it's just like, yeah. But me and B, I know like certain people who really just got my stuff, I've known them for like all like Binky. Him and my brother really got the same birthday. They real life like Binky like one of my other brothers. So it's like, yeah, they're my brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, with the whole concept, how take us back to the first conversation where you echoed to maybe your closest friend, even maybe Binky, that you were going to create Arctic. What was that conversation like, and what was the thought
Cause
process?
I was already thinking about a clothing brand. I just went to my friend Logan had gave me this ticket for this ASAP Mob concert because he couldn't go, and I was just like, okay, cool, I'm there. And I never been to a concert before. I had some friends who was going. They was talking about, it, so I'm there, and I see these dudes, these like group of dudes, and they just come in. They live. They come in. Boom, talking about everybody move. They pushing dudes. They got their vest on. They nobody special. They ain't nobody just, but they just came in there just as a clique, just cool, just vibing. And everybody just knew what time it was. Just like, yeah, get out their way. They coming. They live. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, that's just like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm lost. So it's just like, and it's just certain thing. I had to just talk to my friends, and it's just like a lot of people. You could tell a lot of people then just like they just like, oh yeah, just like a cousin man. Well, a lot of people gonna take you seriously. Like that's one thing. And I'm more of a person who just like whatever is just on my head. Arctic is just on my head, so I speak about it all the time. So people heard me talking about Arctic a whole year before I even had my first design. I'm just talking about, yeah, I want to do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just do it. And I'm coming up with all these ideas, but I ain't have nothing. And a lot of people just would. A lot of people just like, man, stop talking to me, dude, like, about this. And it's
Hmm.
just it had to get to the point where it's like, okay, cool.
Hmm. So when those kids came into the crowd, what was your initial thought?
They loud, they cool. Like they really coming in just how like ASAP Mob come in, but they coming in from Houston and they more. It was just because it was just loud. They had like it was like it wasn't just some black dudes. It was like some black dudes. It was just one white dude who looked like he could have been black though, and it was just like they just came with just like that aura, just like yeah, they was really stepping, they was really looking like cool, and it's just like it just really just woke me up like they ain't on nothing that I'm not on. So it's just like
Mm.
yeah, I had to really just go ahead and get to doing it because I'm like a lot of people who really call themselves doing what they doing. I'm just like I know I'm just like I could do the same thing. That's just all. It's just that was just that's the only thing. Cause I can never just be mad at somebody. I can never envy somebody. Just because anytime I see somebody doing something, making some money or something, I applaud them. Cause I'm like, y'all actually doing that. I just get mad at myself. Cause I'm like, I could be doing it too.
Mm.
So that's what's just like. And yeah, so I seen them do that, and I'm just like, man, hey, I want to do this. I can really do this. I'm just telling my friends like, yeah, man, we need to do this, but my friends didn't just help me with my clothes. Like
Mm.
I did my own clothes. Like nobody helped me do nothing.
Mm. So get into that. When well, I see you got Arctic on there. Okay, how was the whole process of pressing it, printing it, getting it on that sweater? What was that like?
Just meeting different people, just talking to different people who do clothes, cause it's just like with clothes you're gonna have a lot of error. A lot of times you're gonna have to
Mm.
fail and see where you went wrong at, and still continue to do that. Just recently though, that's why I be feeling like stuff be happening for like a reason. Just because I'm like one of my new roommates just came and they also got their own clothing brand. They some twins. They also got their own clothing brand. They seniors. I think one of them, I think they alphas. They pledge, and I'm just like, I'm not no pledging type of dude, but I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? They want to just be cool with me, and so I'm just talking to them, and I'm just like, I always wanted to find a friend who can do their own clothes, so I can stop going to people who charge me an arm and a leg for some clothes. So it's just like that just helped, and it's just like now it's just need to be a little bit more creative, think of some more ideas to put on some clothes. But yeah, it's with this idea, it's just having to just talk to different people. A lot of people, it's a whole little thing when it comes to designing different clothes with colors on it and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that because you know clothing brands they want to charge you more for colors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So the woman comes from the inspiration.
Hmm.
Okay, what about the horse? Because I think in Greek mythology, a centaur or whatever it was.
Hmm.
Why did you decide to put the woman on a horse?
Um, just because there's another clothing brand, I'm not gonna say their name, that kind of inspired me.
Mm-hmm.
If if yeah, I ain't gonna get into it, but they inspired me, and I was just like, I need something that's gonna catch somebody's eye, but it's just like what I was initially going with was kind of like it was almost a little too similar,
Mm-hmm.
so I was just like, I had to just do something. But the centaur theme is just not even like a whole thing where it's just all my clothes. Centaur theme might just be like a certain type of theme for this, and then it's another theme for this, and it's just like it's a whole bunch of different themes. But that's
Mm-hmm.
just like since because Arctic is just art. That's what I'm saying. Like with my different things, it's a different form of the art in my clothes. So that's how it is.
Okay. Okay. Um, what song's on your mind?
What song?
Mm-hmm.
I just heard this new Drake song that he just dropped, Chicago Freestyle. That mug, yeah, he
Okay.
really did that.
Okay.
I'm
And
not even a Drake type of dude.
why not?
I ain't gonna. I just don't be. That's not. I'm more into Young Thug. Young Thug go hard to me. Young Thug, Chance the Rapper, Kanye West,
Mm-hmm.
just like. But if you look at my phone, it's just a whole bunch of just crazy music. But yeah, I can just say I just be bumping Drake. But Drake got some. That I was just talking to somebody. I was like, if a person really asks you to go to a Drake concert,
Mm-hmm.
with it for free, I'm like, you can't even turn that down because subconsciously you already know a lot of Drake songs and you don't even just know. Like, as soon as I'm gonna start playing, you like, damn, I know this song.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, yeah, boy, the females at the Drake concerts, y'all tripping. Crazy. Y'all crazy.
so how closely related to this song do you feel that the woman's allure to Drake provides you this song? Why do you think that? How does it connect? Because I think it connects. There's a certain way that it connects.
What he said this one verse that really hit me too. He say, women, they come and go. But he say Monday to Sunday, Sunday to Monday. I was like, I had to think, he's so right. He's so right.
Women come and go.
What? I'm only 20. Seen a lot of them. I'm like, man, they come and go, dude. Man, they come and go, dude. For real.
And Lil Baby just dropped a new album, but I played the Harder Than Hard album a couple of days ago and on the way here, and I'm gonna go with I'm Straight. I'm Straight
That's a
of
song off of Lil Baby album.
not the new one, but the Harder Than Hard.
I can't say I heard it, but shout out to Lil Baby.
The
Lil
same
Baby go
this
hard.
the same one that had the Dre feature on it. And I want to go with that one. And you know, I like the fact that you mentioned earlier that you're a realistic person. I like the fact that you're going to college to network, to get experiences, to learn, but you're also exploring your creative side. And when I think of an entertainer that closely parallels, not necessarily in the art, but I think that J. Cole. And when I think of J. Cole, I want to go. What record do I want to go with? I'm gonna go with a record off of
Shout out his album Born Sinner. That's the best album he ever
let's
made.
go with Born Center. I'm gonna go with a record Born Center, and I'm gonna go with track number. I'm gonna go with the last track on the album, Born Center. I think
I'm a
that because I think
born
that
sinner.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Born Center, because J. Cole was one that went to college, and it's in his music, and when he raps, you can hear that
Different
how
story.
scholastic he is in terms of like his points of reference, his why he did it, his strategy and everything, and just being able to graduate, get that degree, and also use that in his music, right? But I also want to do this, Houston, Texas. I was listening to a podcast the other day, right? And my homegirl Asia Munns, who did my podcast last year in LA, she was on it. I want to play Grandma's Hands on my podcast. I asked for her blessings. I'm going to play that. Houston, Texas. You're watching and listening to episode number 54 of the What's Next podcast, a production of Still Visionary Inc. This is Asia Munn's podcast entitled Grandma's Hands.
This story is dedicated to a friend. So the story goes. Mrs. Mae Brown from East Texas sits behind prison bars. I can only imagine what it was like that first day. She's never been alone in her entire life. She's the sixth girl of 10 children. She's a great grandmother whose doors were always open. Just a 7th grade education, she made a way out of no way. A hard worker, a teacher of moral principles to the young, and they always listened, as much as they can understand. How did life turn out this way? On Wednesday morning, 10:13 a.m., Mrs. Mae Brown was asked a question. You were ordered to give your grandchildren to foster care. Are your grandchildren still in your custody? Mrs. Mae Brown's family, sitting behind her, prayed if she can only tell a lie this once. Mrs. Mae Brown answers, yes, I do have my grandchildren. She was sentenced to jail time by a judge who grew up behind gates and 2 functional parents who just laid down the law. And here's the poem. I am my family's keeper. I am the hands that brush the curls and braid the hair, Grandma's hands. I am the hands that clap to every gold star and every fly that invades my kitchen space, Grandma's hands. I am the hands that open for embrace, and the hands that heal the sick and pat the backs of the weak, Grandma's hands. I am the hands that lift up every head, even though they ache.
Houston, Texas. Welcome back to episode 54. So Tonnie, the reason why I played that record one is because I heard it on a podcast. She was explaining it on a podcast, but more importantly, I remember speaking to your grandmother when you were in high school.
Shout
Okay.
out to her.
I'm interested to find out how she reacted to your clothing line. How did your grandmother take you wanting to do clothes and stuff like that?
She supports me. Yeah, she see me. She know I'm gonna be successful. Anybody who meets me know I'm gonna be successful, and she just see like, hey, that's the type of person. I'm the type of person you can't just tell me something and I'm just gonna go
Hmm.
with it. I'm just if I feel like it's the thing to do, it's the thing to do. And if you know me, you like, hey, if he going with it, it's something we need to go with. And that's
Hmm.
how she is.
Okay. Okay. So let's dive back into fashion. Okay. What about fashion, right? In regards to clothes attracts you?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I used to be lame. Tell a person like that. I tell a person like I ain't never just think of myself lame. But then when you get to middle school and you go to a hood middle school and you just from your elementary, if your elementary wasn't just a hood elementary, you go to a hood middle school. You gonna step in that mud, you gonna see, but you lame. Like you coming to that mud and you not really just stepping right, you lame. So it's just like sixth and seventh grade noticing like, okay, hold on. I was cool fifth grade before I was cool fifth grade. So I was like, this ain't right. So I was like, man, eighth grade came around, I was just like, man, this is new me. And then I had got kicked out of my old middle school. I had to go back to my home middle school. And my home middle school I had all my cousins there and everybody that I knew from elementary. So it was just like and then I was just like, man, shout out to them thrift stores. Y'all need to go get to them thrift stores. Y'all want to get y'all some nice drip. You don't want to have something like everybody. Go to the thrift store. You're going to find you something cool. Got to the thrift store. I just can't fly. Just, I don't know. Just, I had to just switch it up. I had to switch it up for real.
So who are your influences when it comes to fashion?
Um,
And then give me your top three brands.
A$AP Mob,
Okay.
Kanye West, and then because I was really in seventh grade, eighth grade. That's just when A$AP Rocky was just really starting to come out. Like, dang, this A$AP Rocky, he was live, and that's why I was like, oh, I'm messing with A$AP Rocky. And then Kanye West. That's just for the clothes part. That just really got me just on some just clothes. But I can't just say I be liking what they be wearing all the time. But they just like, okay, I was just saying like, cause they from them, I started finding other people who I was just like, oh yeah, shout out Ian Connor. I started finding out other people. I'm like, but they can dress, they drip. So I was like, okay. And then clothing brands that I just say, I'm just like, that's all. I'm like, yeah, my top three clothing brands I can see myself just want to just wear. I don't really know, cause I'm just like, I be
Hmm.
wearing so many different stuff. I wear a lot of different stuff, and I put a lot of different stuff with other stuff. So it's just like I can't say I got just one favorite clothing brand or three favorite clothing brands. I got some clothes out there that I like. That's just like okay, this is some nice stuff. Um, yeah.
So I noticed that your ensemble that you have on today is not a bad one. Describe what you have on.
It's a little jacket. You know what I'm saying? Just a little jacket that I found. And look, I knew it was a sign when I found this mug. Cause I was like, hold on, I was finna go to a little kickback. Finna go to a little kickback. I found an A in the pocket. I say, speak of the devil, what my clothing brand name start with?
Hmm.
Knew it was a sign right there when I found the jacket. Then this little clothing brand that I found on Instagram, La Ropa, wearing one of their hats. Shout out to them. Even though, you know what I'm saying, I told them shout me out, they ain't shout me out. We ain't gonna speak on that. But yeah, uh, you feel me? Got
I
my
do.
got my I Heart Texas shirt on, cause I do love Texas. You know what I'm saying? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Come
Okay.
slaughter you out here. But yeah.
Okay. So your what are the three brands? You never
My
mentioned the
three
three
brands.
brands.
If I say it, then if I'm just finna put on something just to look cool, make a person be like, okay, I like, cause like people don't. It's really crazy too when you really rocking some fly stuff and a person don't know it's fly and they just like, oh yeah, it look cool and it's just like you don't even know I'm dripping on you right now. You don't even know. Um, I don't even want to say V Long just because it's played out. That's why I'm like I can't even just say my three favorite brands because I'm like. It's not even just like some three brands. I want some. I'd say some three brands that I would like to wear. That I would like to have a lot of. I want a lot of Prada. That's something I would like to be like. Oh, I feel good. Just have some Prada on me. Some Dior. That's cool having some Dior on me. I can just, a lot of people can't say they have some Dior. That make a girl say ooh. And what's another one? Can't say Gucci cause um, but then I want to keep it a little street too. So um, shout out I just say shout out Merino Infantry, even though they not really just a real street clothing brand, but shout out to them. Y'all probably don't even know who they is, but yeah, that's some real. Y'all pretty sure y'all heard of Dior and the other one I said.
Okay.
But yeah.
So, your friend support in your regard in your clothing, how pivotal is that for you? Do you believe that is for your success? Because this is the thing. Um, I believe that repetition in anything you do is necessary for success, right? Some people may vary in that ideal, but I believe repetition is key to success. What do I mean by that when it comes to fashion and especially endorsing your own clothes, um, wearing your t-shirts, wearing your hoodies and stuff like that, right? Do you feel that you get more friends supporting you when they see you in it or supporting you because you're just doing Arctic?
It's a little bit of both. Just because a person can wear they can wear their shirt every single day. They can wear different versions of their shirt every single day. But if the shirt is not appealing to
Mm-hmm.
somebody, that's not gonna make a person want to wear a shirt. It can just be like, oh, that's just dude pushing his clothing brand. That's not really all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, if you if people actually like it, like that's your friends and other people, and they see something like, oh, that's cool, then it's just like, okay, I don't even need to wear my shirt all the time, just because like when I do wear it, they gonna know it. You gonna
Mm-hmm.
see when you know it, and yeah, cause I'm like, I don't wear my clothes all the time. I don't wear like Arctic all the time every single day. But it's just like when I do wear my Arctic, you gonna know I'm wearing it. I'm gonna tell you like, yeah, this my little clothing brand. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Just yeah.
So do you feel that wearing Arctic every day gets played out, or
Um,
you just run out of
if you don't
different?
got, if you, it's different. It's a different set. If I had Arctic for days, like different versions, different stuff of Arctic. That's different if I had a whole catalog, because then it's like, okay, I'm wearing something different on you each time. But if it's just like really the same thing, a different color, or
Mm-hmm.
just like basically the same thing, you just wash this a clean shirt, it's a different shirt. Yeah, it's played out. You get played out on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that.
Hmm.
Um, so today is March the 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in March. Okay, so we're approaching the end of the first quarter. Today is March the 1st, 2020, and we have 305 days left in the 2020 year. What do you hope to attain in 305 days?
At the end of this year, I hope to obtain some more product.
Okay.
Um, have a little more stuff business wise done for my clothing brand, and uh, just you know what I'm saying, just a better look on life, just being better.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I'm just in a more trying to get more healthier spot. So just be a better me in 365 days. Cause I'm like, when you put your clothes, cause I got to a point I was just focused on my clothes and stuff like that. And when you get to a point where you just focus on your clothes and you're not just really making yourself happy, and then your clothes not going how I want to go, you cannot be happy yourself. So I'm just like, really, my Arctic, I'm never gonna give up on my Arctic. So that's not something I'm just really just me right now. Is more of a just getting back to getting a good headspace, getting a good mental space, because that's what's most important to a lot of people. Not in a good mental space.
Mm. Okay. Okay. What else is new?
What else is new? Going to school.
How has that conversation been like on campus that you have a clothing? That you have a what? How are you saying it? You've been saying it. How are you saying it? Do you have your own clothes, or what are you saying?
My own clothing brand.
On your own clothing brand. How's that conversation going on campus?
It's cool.
Especially around the TSU and HBCU campus. How is that going?
It's cool because it's not something that's gonna come up unless you just talking to somebody. But if anybody who know me who can just call my name, just like my friend, they know it. And when you know what I'm saying, when they see it, it's a good look just to when you can see it in somebody else's eyes, and they just swipe and they looking what you got, and they like, oh, this is cool, this live, I can see something in it. and it's just like, okay, you take it for what it is, because it's just like when it's not nothing right now, you can just be like, okay, but you can just see it from other people where it's like, and you see the little signs where it's like, okay, this is actually something that I should most definitely keep doing,
Mm.
because it's just not. There's a lot of people who want to start clothing brands, and then there's clothing brands that are already established, and you can tell how these different clothing brands are not, you know what I'm saying, something that's separating themselves.
Mm.
And then when a person look at mine, they can just see like, I can see how yours could be separate, and it's just like that's always just a good look. And I just take that for what it is.
Mm. Why did you decide to put Arctic on a hoodie first? That design. Why did you decide with a hoodie first as opposed to a T-shirt? Which one came first, the T-shirt or the hoodie?
T-shirts. I came up with T-shirts first.
Okay.
And T-shirts, on the T-shirts, they didn't even have a center on the T-shirts. The T-shirts were a whole different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I came out with T-shirts first because it's just more like more simpler. I'm thinking about another T-shirt right now, but T-shirt is just more simple. It's just something that a person gonna wear. A person gonna wear a T-shirt more than they're gonna wear a hoodie.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah.
So with the design here, who drew it?
My homegirl, she's my creative designer.
Okay.
Angie, shout out her. And
Okay.
yeah, she actually came out. She was able to make out 3 different designs from it. We got 3 different centaur versions that we want to come out. We want to think about doing the next one, instead of a hoodie, a sweater, a nice little sweater. And yeah, we're just in the process of just seeing who's the person to put some money into, and then if this is even a good idea, because just with making clothes, and it's just with the pictures that we take, we're not going for just any type of pictures. Like anything I post on my Instagram, I feel like needs to just have some type of kind of cool concept where it's just like, okay, I see it, like that's cool, just because we don't want to just give you something that anybody can give you.
Mm-hmm.
And so just with the hoodies, I haven't really just posted too many pictures of the hoodies, just on, probably posted on my story, but not even just like a real picture, because I just want better pictures for the hoodies until we post them.
Okay. What was that conversation like with Angie to okay, so you said she's your creative director.
Not creative director. I say she's my she just helped. She came out
Graphic
with
designer.
my graphic designer. That's what I mean. That's
Okay.
what I said. She's my graphic designer.
Okay, so do you have anybody else on your team?
No.
Okay, so it's just you, and you can't.
It's me, and then I tell her what I want, and she can draw it for me.
Okay, all right. So what was that conversation to her? How do you get her to draw your vision? And I'm assuming she did that because she believed in you, or did you save up some bread to be able to, hey, here's this for the design?
When you just tell a person your idea, when you can really just sell your idea to somebody, and they can actually see it. Because anybody who's modeled for me or done anything for me, I have not paid them. I have not done nothing for them. It was more off just to like, I believe in you, and off the strength. And shout out to them, because they're gonna have blessings coming to them later on in the future. But yeah, it's just more of them selling my idea and what I'm looking for, and just from what I'm telling them, speaking out, articulating with my words, they can see what I'm coming at, and they just like, okay, let's do it. And they just whatever I'm going with, they going with it.
Okay. Okay. So most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next for Tonnie and Arctic worldwide?
What's next? Like I said, working on myself. Because once I've become a better me, that's the only way Arctic can become a better Arctic. Just because you can't be, you know what I'm saying? You can't try to steer a ship and the captain's not all the way just up there correctly. You know what I'm saying? Just like certain stuff, like, and it's not even like bad things. It's just like little things that like I'm very just from a person outside looking in, they look at me like, Tonnie, he's got his stuff together. He's in college. He's doing what he needs to be doing. But it's just like the little things. That's all the little things that I just know that I do that I could do better. That's what I just want to do, work on. And so when it gets to that time where I need to take bigger steps on artistic and stuff like that, it's more simpler. It's more easier when you're up in your head creatively. You in sync. Everything's right. You don't have no distractions. Like I don't have too many distractions. like I said, I was just telling you most of how all my stuff came from a woman or stuff like that. Like women were a distraction, I feel like, and just other stuff I just need to do.
Okay. So what I like to do on the podcast is I like to give out a token of the company to all the creatives that come on the podcast. This is the exclusive Black SVI T-shirt that I give to every creative that comes on the podcast. And in the 2020 year, I decided to add an exclusive What's Next podcast T-shirt, right, that I give to every creative that comes on the show. It's just a form of gratitude, rather, that I give to everybody that comes on the podcast.
That's cool. That's love.
All right. Houston, Texas. I do what I do for myself to prove that I can do it for others. Peace and blessings.
Yo, it feel like 95, Sachi on my body, Biggie, Jigger, Puffy, all that ballin' is a hobby. And I'm wildin' in my wallies, and them valleys, no Pilates. More weight get you more wet, nah that's these Spumante. My crystal ball, I see crystal, I crystal y'all with that. I saw the sign like Ace of Spades, that Ace of Spades get cracked me like cheers to the money guys, the Willie niggas who buy them bottles, and then they spill these liquors. Yo, salute my dude. I see you, dawg. 5 bottles, 1 dick. Why I need 2 bras? I know I'm out of line, but love is shower time. You know it rose rain when your cloud is 9. Get off that high ass hussy. This a private party. Been on my dick too long. Your breath on private party. You gon' be nice and naughty. These walls on priceless Audi. This the upper crust. Fuck is up. Over and done. Overdose. Yes, we did it again. Sippin'